Welcome to the Dr. Janine Show. I'm Dr. Janine Bowering, naturopathic doctor, and today I'll be talking about vitamin E, some of the best sources of vitamin E, the benefits of taking vitamin E, of course, and some of the deficiency and symptoms of having a vitamin E deficiency. So I'll also be sharing some things that you haven't heard about vitamin E, which are quite interesting, but also the dangers of taking too much vitamin E, especially if you're taking in a synthetic form, in a synthetic vitamin. So I want you to stay tuned for the entire show. It's going to be fantastic because, of course, again, we have our trivia section in the show, and our generous sponsors at VitaTree, this is what you will be playing for. So this is our VitaTree turmeric curcumin. So this is fantastic. So I just want you to participate in the quiz section of the show. Even if you don't get the answers correct, you still have the opportunity to win that prize, which is always so much fun. So if you're new to my channel, welcome in. I am Dr. Janine. I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I talk all things natural and how to really heal yourself from the inside out and how to do it naturally. And throughout the show, please make sure that you are leaving your questions and your comments below. I appreciate all the love, all the gifts, and all the fun things that you can give to me, and all the likes throughout the show. But we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we are on TikTok, and on Instagram Live. So I'll stay online with all my TikTok viewers and followers and my Instagram Live followers as well after the show. So make sure you stay tuned, and then you have an opportunity to ask some questions. Okay, let's get right to it. So vitamin E, and here's some of the things that you maybe haven't heard and you didn't know about vitamin E. So this is a fat-soluble vitamin. So unlike vitamin C and the B vitamins, vitamin E is fat-soluble, meaning that our body actually holds on to it. And the history of vitamin E, it was actually first known to be something that really helped with fertility, and it was a fertility vitamin. And the word tocopherol, so there's different types of vitamin E, and I will go through them so that you can understand this, but the word tocopherol, which is the most commonly supplemented type of vitamin E as alpha tocopherol, comes from the Greek word tokos, so tocopherol, tokos, which means birth-giving, and pharaoh means to carry. So we can see how that would be related to the fertility, and the all means from alcohol because it has hydroxyl groups on it when you really want to get into the nitty-gritty biochemistry of it. And what's interesting about vitamin E is that the liver actually helps with the absorption and the recycling of our vitamin E, and that's why when we get to some of the cautions, you'll appreciate the fact that taking too much can actually be a problem. Vitamin E is excreted in our body in the bile, so we need to have a proper functioning gallbladder as well as our liver function, and in the urine as well. So it can actually get converted to a more water-soluble form, and that's how it can be released through the kidneys in the urine. And high blood lipid levels can actually result in a low vitamin E. So for people who have high blood lipids, so whether that's triglycerides, that's cholesterol, that can actually minimize your utilization of vitamin E in your body. So there's 8 different types of vitamin E that are naturally occurring in foods, and this is really important. So there's something called the tocopherols, which in terms of synthetic vitamins, most times it is the alpha tocopherol, but there's also beta tocopherol, gamma tocopherol, and delta tocopherol. There's also tocotrienols, so those were the 4 tocopherols, but now we also have 4 of the tocotrienols, which is alpha, beta, gamma, and delta tocotrienol. So ideally, Mother Nature actually intended for us to get our vitamin E in whole food sources, and that's why it's important if you are going to, supplement, that you make sure that your diet is actually covering up those tocotrienols as well. And that's why when we get to the sources and the best food sources of vitamin E, I will share those with you so that you can make sure that you're covering all your bases. Now, because it is fat soluble, this is really important because of its antioxidant status. And that's why vitamin E is really important to protect us from free radical damage. So whether that's the environmental toxins that we have in our environment, but also really important that we are making sure that for the beauty benefits of vitamin E, that this is something that we're doing, and that we're getting enough of it from our dietary sources. Now, in this study, it's interesting to note that supplementation for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, so if you missed my show on fatty liver disease, make sure you check that out, because you'll get a wealth of information and some of the things that you can actually do to help with fatty liver. But in this study, we can see that the supplementation with just 800 international units of vitamin E as alpha tocopherol, which this is in most times when you find a supplement, it usually is the alpha tocopherol, and taking that daily for 96 weeks in persons with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease helped to reduce ALT. So this is one of the liver enzymes and the liver fat scores in approximately 50% of the group that was studied, more so than the people with the placebo. So although the liver fibrosis was not affected, so it really did help with decreasing those liver enzymes. And I guess we're having difficulty finding this study, but we will definitely put the links below if we can't actually get it up. Here we go. So in this study, we can see that the vitamin E, in terms of actually having a benefit for the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. We also know that vitamin E is really important for immune function, so that's really important, and also for blood clotting. So in the prevention of blood clotting, it actually helps to open up the arteries and helps with thinning the blood. So this is again one of the cautions that we don't want to make sure that we're not, taking too much of that vitamin E, but this can be a problem as well. So when we talk about, making sure for cardiovascular health, this is something that we definitely, want to, and people going into surgery and things, this is one of the ones that usually the doctors will caution against taking too much vitamin E pre-surgery because it can thin the blood. So we have to be, cautious in this regard. Also for blood flow, because it does have that antioxidant effect to help with the blood flow, especially in type 1 diabetics. So this was another study that was actually done, and also helps with healthy blood formation. So vitamin E, you can see, is multifactorial. Now, this is the part that I know a lot of people would probably, and you've heard of the topical uses of vitamin E, so actually using it on the skin, but actually making sure that you have enough from your daily intake in your diet. Vitamin E helps with anti-aging benefits. So not only does it help the skin, so helping to strengthen the capillary wall, so this is again important for that blood flow, but also improves the moisture in the skin and improves elasticity. So this, making sure that you're getting enough vitamin E in the diet is really, really incredible and important in terms of being able to turn your skin around, because that moisture and maintaining that moisture, especially if you live in a climate like I do here in Canada, we have very cold and dry winters, really important that you're getting those healthy vitamin E sources from the diet. Also, vitamin E works hand in hand with another important vitamin, which we've talked about, vitamin A, so helps to maintain a healthy vitamin A status, and also helps with menstrual pain. So for young women who suffer with menstrual pain, this is partly because it helps to thin the blood a little bit, but in this study we can see that the ability to actually have that vitamin E effect on pelvic pain and reducing it in women suffering from primary dysmenorrhea, meaning menstrual cramping. So, it's really important to be able to do things naturally whenever you can. So, making sure that there's enough vitamin E is important for this as well for women. Also for metabolic syndrome. So this is where people can actually run into deficiencies. So some of the causes of vitamin E deficiency, and the metabolic syndrome is a big one. And this is so common. It's something that I've spoken about in other videos, but what metabolic syndrome does, and this is often because of high blood lipids in the diet, also insulin insensitivity, and in this regard, this can actually reduce your vitamin E bioavailability, meaning the ability of your body to actually uptake and absorb your vitamin E. So anybody who has metabolic syndrome, maybe it's not yet been diagnosed, but please do check out, my other videos videos that talk a bit about leptin. Leptin and metabolic syndrome often go hand in hand, and insulin resistance. Also, this vitamin E bioavailability may be reduced in people with metabolic syndrome due to an increase in inflammation in the body. Also, that excessive oxidative stress, which goes hand in hand with that inflammation as well, and a increased of trapping of the actual vitamin E. So the vitamin E is getting trapped, it's not being able to be properly utilized by the tissues, and this is part of that problem. So, future research definitely needs to be done on metabolic syndrome and the fat-soluble vitamins, but, food for thought. So if you are overweight, if you do have insulin resistance, maybe some high blood glucose levels, you've got some high triglycerides and high cholesterol levels, then that whole syndrome, often high blood pressure will go in with this. Sometimes the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease may be part of this complex as well. That definitely making sure that you're maintaining healthy vitamin E levels is very important. Also, another cause for vitamin E deficiency can be liver issues and poor liver health, poor gallbladder health as well, and pancreatic diseases are known to cause a vitamin E deficiency as well. So making sure that we're on top of all of these things. We're going to talk about the next causes of vitamin E deficiency. I just want to say a quick hello on Facebook to Mohan. Hello, thank you for tuning in today. And Harvarinder is here from Dubai. Nice to see you. Thank you for tuning in, and you are watching from YouTube. So hello also to everyone on TikTok. I know a lot of you are here and saying hello, you found me again, which is fantastic, and on Instagram Live as well. Nice to see you all. Make sure, again, don't forget that if you're just tuning in now, we have our quiz section coming up. You have the ability to win a prize, so make sure you're staying tuned, and of course for all the tips that I'm going to share in terms of maximizing your vitamin E status. Okay, so continuing with the deficiency of vitamin E, this can be related to people who have compromised digestion. So if you've got leaky gut syndrome, if you have inflammatory bowel diseases, which is something that I've talked about in a previous show as well. So things like Crohn's, colitis, celiac disease, cystic fibrosis. So patients who have cystic fibrosis are very much known to have, the propensity to have a vitamin E deficiency. So this definitely needs to be monitored. And this is very common in premature babies as well. So that proper absorption of vitamin E is a problem. Also, if you eat a really low-fat diet. So this was, en vogue back in, when was that? Probably I'm going to say the 70s and 80s. That low-fat diet, was very popular. But this is definitely known because now you're simply not going to have the vitamin E in the dietary sources, that this would be problematic. So making sure that you have enough vitamin E and enough healthy fats in the diet is something that I'll talk about in the tips. Also, if you overconsume alcohol, so alcohol, it's really important, yes, having a little bit of healthy alcohol might be okay for some people, but overdoing it, certainly you can run the risk of developing a vitamin E deficiency. Also, if you love to smoke, and if you're a smoker, again, it's very common to have a vitamin E deficiency as well. And if you eat the standard American diet, so the standard American diet we know often is lacking in the healthy fats and maybe a little bit higher skewed in the inflammatory polyunsaturated fats. So this is something that we definitely want to make sure that we are improving upon that as well. Now, some of the other symptoms now that we'll talk about a vitamin E deficiency can be related to the nervous system. So you could have, some neuropathies, so especially peripheral neuropathies, so the loss of feeling, especially in the hands, sometimes in the legs and in the arms and in the feet as well. So loss of feeling can be related to a vitamin E deficiency. Also, pain and tingling can be related to vitamin E deficiency as well. And as well as gastrointestinal diseases. So this could be, if there's a lot of pain and inflammation in the digestive tract, and again, this could be partially related to free radical damage and you simply don't have enough vitamin E to protect you, this can be related as well. Now onto the beauty benefits. So if you have really dry hair or if your hair is falling out a lot, this can also be related to a vitamin E deficiency. Chronic acne, so if your skin, doesn't heal well, especially especially if you do have that chronic acne and you have the scarring afterwards, that is definitely related to a vitamin E deficiency. Also premature aging. So if you're seeing the fine lines and wrinkles and it's not something that you're liking, this can also be related to a lack of vitamin E. Also varicose veins. We know again that vitamin E helps with blood flow, so varicosities can be related to low vitamin E, and muscular weakness as well. So if you just find that you don't have that muscle strength that you think that you should, and there could be some cramping and some aches and pains, that can also be related to a low vitamin E. Now, some other symptoms of vitamin E deficiency include slow tissue healing. So if you injure yourself, again, the vitamin E has a lot to do with tissue repair. That's why it's great for the wrinkles. But also, if your wounds are slow to heal, that could be vitamin E, but also a zinc deficiency, which is something I talked about in the zinc show. Also, if you get a lot of leg cramps, this is something that I think about vitamin E, but also magnesium as well. So if this is something that happens a lot for you, please do check out my magnesium show as well. Also memory loss. Also fatty liver, which I had also discussed, is another symptom of vitamin E deficiency. And so it's really important. So make sure you check out my entire show on non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and what you can do naturally to really help your liver. I have a ton of great tips on, if you've missed it, on how to do that, as well as infertility issues. So remember again, vitamin E was first discovered as something that really helped with fertility. So really, making sure that you're getting enough of those healthy fats is really important for fertility concerns. Also asthma. So asthma, again, as a sign of inflammation, can be related to that low vitamin E, visual problems as well, and also greasy stools. So greasy stools can be a sign of vitamin E deficiency. So maybe that's something new that you've learned today. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about some of the best food sources of vitamin E. So you can really start to implement and making sure, just sort of do a checklist to see if you are having enough of these healthy fatty foods, and they're not all fatty foods, some vegetables and fruits as well, which I'll discuss, which are going to give you some of that vitamin E. And again, not just the alpha tocopherol, also including those other tocotrienols, which are important. Again, in nature, vitamin E comes as a complex of, of those 8 components of that vitamin E. So making sure you're getting a variety of these foods will be helpful for you as well. Okay, so the RDA, so what is required on a daily basis, has been determined to be 15 milligrams for adults, which is about 22.4 international units of vitamin E daily. Now, kids need a little bit less, so 4 to 11 milligrams, and that is 6 to 16.4 international units per day. Now, let's go through some of the best sources. So highest on the list, and you maybe haven't heard of this before, is called abalone. So it is much like an oyster. And abalone, just 3 ounces, will give you 3.4 milligrams of vitamin E, which is 23% of the daily value of vitamin E. So that's really the highest, one of the highest sources, which is fantastic. As well as salmon. So salmon, I'm sure you've seen and you may be consuming. So half a fillet of salmon will give you 2 milligrams, which is just 14% of the daily value. Now, sunflower seeds, so dry roasted sunflower seeds, and just 1 ounce of them will give you 7.4 milligrams of vitamin E. So this is 49% of your daily value. So this is a fantastic source. And of course, making sure whenever you can that they are organic and, they're not highly processed. And this is where, when you get into some of the oils, so some of the seed oils, because of that high processing, this is where the vitamin E may be damaged. And those, because again, they're the inflammatory polyunsaturated fats, this is where you have to, again, be a little bit careful and getting the right sources. So those dry roasted sunflower seeds are fantastic. Okay. And now we're going with kiwi. So kiwi is something else that, we are making sure that with kiwi, with 1 medium kiwi will give us 1.1 milligrams, so 7% of the daily value of that vitamin E, as well as now vegetables. Let's talk spinach. So all the spinach lovers out there, or maybe you don't love spinach, spinach will give you, Here we go. Spinach will give you, so boiled and a half a cup of spinach will give you 1.9 milligrams of that vitamin E, which is great. It's 13% of the daily value. Also avocado, and a half avocado will give you 2.1 milligrams, which again is fantastic. And it's about 14% of the daily value of vitamin E. And also now we're going to olive oil. So olive oil, one of my favorite sources of vitamin E, is about 1.95 milligrams, so about 13% of your daily value of your vitamin E. Shrimp, another one of my favorites, is 1.4 milligrams or 8% of your daily value. And don't forget to eat the little shells, the little tails. Chew them really well. That's something that I talked about in another video. The chitin is fantastic as a fiber source as well, so make sure you eat those little tails. Also broccoli, so chopped, boiled, and a half a cup of broccoli will give you 1.2 milligrams of vitamin E, so 8% of your daily value. Asparagus, just 1 milligram, but still it is a source of vitamin E. And almonds as well, so is about 6.8 milligrams of vitamin E. So really, important in terms of being able to increase your vitamin E from those food sources and doing it naturally. So hello on YouTube, Tiana, Thorn, I'm sorry, I'm really mispronouncing your name, Marie, Kate, and David from UK. Nice to see you. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hello to everyone else. Also, Chris is here in Ireland on TikTok. Nice to see you. Thank you to everybody who is here. So thank you to everybody who's tuning in. Nice to see you here. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about 9 tips on how to increase your vitamin E. So tip number 1 is to fix your leaky gut syndrome. So this is something that I shared in my other show called The Science of Leaky Gut, Everything You Need to Know About Leaky Gut. So this is something that you definitely want to make sure that you are, fixing that gut. We know that digestion and absorption of our nutrients is really important, and whenever that is compromised, so, in terms of people who have had, a lot of inflammation and IBD, like Crohn's colitis, they definitely have found, in terms of their vitamin E status, that has been compromised. So really fixing that gut is really important, so make sure you check out that other YouTube video that we have all about leaky gut, and we have different segments about, the tips and how to do that and how to do it naturally. Tip number 2 is Mother Nature's prescription. So you've heard me talk about this before, so I want you to get outside. I need you to connect with nature, and doing this naturally, getting natural sun exposure is really important. Exercising, moving outdoors, also making sure that you're getting enough high quality water every day, and making sure that you are grounded. So being grounded, being connected to the earth, getting those bare feet, and your body on that earth, doing that naturally every single day is really important to bring up those negative electrons from the earth's surface into your body. It is very healing, will help with your gut even, will help with making sure that you are able to digest and absorb your vitamin E and all your other vitamins appropriately. Okay, tip number 3 is to improve your liver and gallbladder function. So we know because vitamin E is fat soluble, we definitely want to maximize its absorption. And this is really important in terms of being able to digest and absorb our fats from our diet. So making sure that our liver is functioning optimally and our gallbladder function for the secretion of our bile and our bile acids is really important as well. So this is where you've heard me, talk about this before. Doing a full body detox at least 3 to 4 times a year is very important, but also, there are some great herbal medicines that really help with liver and gallbladder function. So my favorite, of course, is turmeric with that standardized curcumin, and this is something that we'll put links in the commentary below so that you definitely can, source this out for yourself to really help with liver and gallbladder function. As well as, now tip number 4 is weight loss. So if you are overweight, getting to a healthy body weight is really important, not only for your overall health, but also for your digestion, and especially if you have, those high blood lipids, which I talked about, because the higher your triglycerides, your cholesterol levels, this will compromise your vitamin E status. So making sure that, there's healthy ways to lose weight. and that is part of a lifestyle change. Make sure you check out my episode on leptin resistance, because that's really at the crux of why things get out of sync in the first place, and it's related to your circadian rhythms and your connection with the earth. And that, you know, when you start to watch some of my videos, you'll understand how all of the episodes really do come together. So making sure that you watch that leptin resistance video if you're trying to lose weight and you need help and you haven't had success, make sure you check that out. Okay, tip number 5 is to stop smoking. So definitely smokers are more compromised in terms of their vitamin E status. So definitely getting rid of that, you know, that habit. Yes, I know it is difficult, but it is possible. So if you need to reach out, you know, to be able to help you in that regard, that's something that definitely is, you know, a good thing that you can do for your overall health as well. Tip number 6 for increasing our vitamin E status is to reduce your alcohol consumption. Yeah, I know it's not the best thing, but it is. So definitely if you're overdoing it, this is something that I think a lot of people can relate to with being home a lot, you know, especially more recently in our modern world, unfortunately. So decreasing that consumption as much as possible will definitely help to improve your vitamin E status. Also, tip number 7 is to eat grass-fed beef and butter. So if you are, you know, someone who consumes the animal products and you're not vegetarian, then you want to definitely go for grass-fed. And the reason being is that with grains, we're not having a lot of photosynthesis and therefore less vitamin E. All of the plant sources and the grasses that the animals consume, especially the cows, that high photosynthesis that happens means that the plant has to increase its own natural vitamin E. And that's the vitamin E status is what protects the plant or the grass itself from the reactive oxygen species. So this is really important for, you know, the consumption. And it's always, you know, not so much what you're eating, but what that animal was eating. That's what makes the difference for your own nutrition as a human. So this is why it's actually been studied that grass-fed beef and butter, and grass-fed ghee, which is something that I love for cooking, is at least 1.3 times higher in vitamin E as compared to grain-fed beef and cattle. So this is something that, yeah, you definitely want to, whenever you can, you know, make that investment for your own health to make sure that it is grass-fed. Okay, tip number 8 is to be aware of taking too much vitamin E. And this is the one vitamin, you know, there's a few, but this is the one in terms of taking it synthetically and at mega dosages can actually, and especially of the alpha tocopherol, which is the most commonly supplemented type of vitamin E, this can really run you the risk of drowning out your other tocopherols and the tocotrienol. So taking too much of the alpha tocopherol on its own can be very destructive for your health. It can actually cause more free radical damage in your body. Vitamin E actually works together with vitamin C, so overdoing either one of them can actually run you the risk of producing more free radicals in your body. So you have to be really conscientious, and getting it from whole food sources is really important so that you're not only getting the alpha tocopherol, but the other tocotrienols as well. Now, especially for women, this is of caution, because if women in their first couple of weeks of pregnancy take too much vitamin E, this can actually cause congenital birth defects in the heart most specifically. So this is something, again, that you don't want to take too much of vitamin E. It also can cause your blood to become too thin, can cause strokes, so hemorrhagic bleeding strokes. So this is something that, again, you have to be very conscientious, which leads me into tip number 9, which I always like to tie in the mind-body connection with my tips as to how you can get better and how to do that naturally. And in this regard, you know, maintaining your own inner balance is really important. And when we talk about vitamin E, because it's so multitasking in the body, whether it's for the beauty benefits and maintaining the hydration of the skin, but also, you know, in terms of being able to keep your cardiovascular health and also your immunity healthy, it's really important that you find that your own own inner balance and to do that in a natural way, because when you're stressed out and you're not taking that extra time for yourself, and you've got multiple things happening for you that are not healthy, you've got some of the bad habits, maybe it's the alcohol, maybe it's the smoking, then that's going to work against your health. So really focusing in on finding that balance, whatever that is for you. I have a ton of other videos with binaural beats and stress relaxation music, so things that you can tune into. So make sure, if you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, that you subscribe, so you can always find all of those fantastic assets to really help you, and things that you can turn on, plug in, put on your headphones and listen to those binaural beats to help you to relax, so that you can get back to your most balanced and healthy self. The other thing with the vitamin E is that you just want to be cautious about, being mindful and where you're getting your information about in terms of supplementation, and always, going to trusted sources, because a lot of places will tell you to take, 400 international units, 800 international units of vitamin E per day. Usually that's synthetically sourced. It's not something, in my opinion, that is the healthiest thing, because a lot of the research shows that it simply is, not the best way to do it, because you could be running the risk of causing more of that, free radical damage. So just be cautious when you're looking at supplementing, and where you're getting your information from in terms of your trusted sources. Okay, so we are at quiz time of the show, the best part of the show, and I hope everybody is ready. I'm going to ask for my device to come over so that I can help to answer and see all of your answers for the show. So I have my TikTok is here, and now I'm just going to get my Facebook. And remember, so we are playing today and it doesn't matter, even if you do not answer correctly, this is what we are playing for from our sponsors at VitaTree, the turmeric and curcumin. So like I said in the show, we know that turmeric and curcumin particularly are great for liver and gallbladder function. So that's thank you. So this is going to be fantastic. And are we ready to go? All righty. Okay. Question number 1. So just, even if you don't know the answers, just try to type something in. Okay, question number 1. Red bumps on the back of the arms can be a deficiency of, so it would be a sign of a deficiency of. So red bumps on the backs of the arms, they can be on the backs of the legs as well, can be a sign of a deficiency of this. What would that be? If you tuned in previous shows, you will know the answers. Okay, Aisha is here. Charlene, nice to see you. Aisha, good job. Good attempt, Charlene. Melissa, Instagram has the answer. Congratulations. Patty Alexander on Instagram, good job. Eddie, you don't know? That's good. It's okay. At least you're commenting. Anybody else? Melbert has it. Wow, Melbert, good job on TikTok. Very good job. Anybody else? A2018. Hormones. Yes, actually that is partially right. It's something that I talked about last week. Melissa is actually correct as well. Marie, you are correct as well. So there's a couple answers here, everyone. So if you don't think that you have it right, you may actually have it right. Irish Gal on Instagram, congratulations. I think you are correct as well. So yes, can we give it away? So the red bumps on the back of your arms can be a sign of a deficiency of vitamin A, or vitamin C, or a combination of both, and a low thyroid function as well. So that conversion of your beta carotene into vitamin A can be deficient when you have a low functioning thyroid gland. So this is something that is often found, that people with low hypothyroidism actually get those red bumps. And once you get your thyroid going, so if you missed my show on low thyroid and thyroid function, make sure you check that out. I have that on YouTube as well. Okay, good job, everyone. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, question number 2. What is the name of the spots on the eyes due to vitamin A deficiency? Again, this is something that we talked about last week. What is the name of the spots on the eyes due to a vitamin A deficiency? This one's a bit tricky. Unless you are in the medical field. Wow, Melissa, okay, so you had those bumps and now they're gone, and you had low thyroid. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, it's amazing how when you regulate things in the body, that a lot of the signs and symptoms of the deficiencies, actually clear up. So that's fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, Aisha. Of course, Aisha. Good job, girl. Nice. We'll wait for a few more to attempt. So those spots due to a vitamin A deficiency. Irish Gal on Instagram has it as well. Congratulations. Good job. Good job. Anybody else? Anybody else have the answer? This one's tough if you haven't watched the show. It's a little hint, watch last week's show. That's where I get my questions from. Okay, and the answer is? So it is betote spots, beto spots, bitot. I know everybody probably pronounces it differently. I call it betote. So yes, so that is due to a severe vitamin A deficiency, and it looks like a little bit of fatty tissue on the actual on the cornea. So yeah, so make sure that you get that checked out. And definitely, if you missed my show on vitamin A deficiency, is something that you definitely want to watch. That's something that we talked about. Oh, here we go. We can see it here for people that are tuning in on YouTube. So to get the full experience of the show, make sure that you're watching on YouTube, because you get to see some of the pictures that we're showing as well. You won't get that as much if you're watching on TikTok and on Instagram. So I know some of you watch actually on both. Okay. Oh, Melissa, you knew it, but yeah, you couldn't get it out. That's okay. Good. It's a good try. Okay, question number 3. Name a high source of non-vegetarian dietary vitamin A. So a high source of non-vegetarian dietary vitamin A. Give me some answers here. So again, usually this would be, no, maybe I won't say it. I won't give you a hint. Does anybody know this? Melbird has it? Wow, Melbird, awesome. Fantastic. BT Champ on Instagram, good job. So again, non-vegetarian dietary sources of vitamin A. Anybody else? Oh, Aisha, those are vegetarian. I said non-vegetarian. I know you can get your answer in there quick. Charlene, good job on Facebook. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. Okay. So yes, we will show you the answers now. So yeah, the non-vegetarian sources, good. Aisha, you got it in. Nice. Liver, yeah, beef liver, lamb liver. So liver is one of the highest sources. And of course, there's other, non-vegetarian meat sources of vitamin A, but liver is actually the highest. Okay, question number 4. Drinking too much of this will rapidly deplete your vitamin A. Anybody know this one? Something that I talked about again, on last week's show. Drinking too much of this will rapidly deplete your vitamin A. Anybody have this one? Julie? Julie on Instagram has it? Good job. Julie was quick. Awesome. Charlene, good job. Joyce, who? Potentially. Yes. Melbourne, not a good source of water. Not the answer I was looking for, but good try. Again, you get brownie points, everybody, for trying. Irish Gal has it on Insta as well. Wow, Irish Gal's quick. Irish Gal was here last week as well, I believe. Yes. So and who? Sorry. So was Julie was here last week as well. She's JK Nick. Oh, JK Nick. Okay, Julie. Okay, now yeah, it's coming together for me. Yeah, good job. Thank you for tuning in again. Okay, anybody else? TikTok has it as well. Oh, Donna, good. Solari, nice. Okay, so the answer I was looking for, Marie has it as well on YouTube. Good job. Aisha has it as well. Yes, the answer is alcohol. So if you love your alcohol, and you may notice, some people will actually notice that their vision gets worse if they've had a little bit too much alcohol. So yeah, that's because we know vision and vitamin A go hand in hand. So that's something to definitely be aware of, especially going into the nice warm summer months and maybe a few more cocktails. So yeah, so just be aware of your vitamin A status and making sure you're getting enough in your diet. Okay, question number 5. Here we go. True or false? You need 12 beta carotenes to make 1 retinol. True or false? This one's too easy to round out the show. True or false? You need 12 beta carotenes to make 1 retinol. Anybody have this one? True or false? Instagram has it. Julie has it again. And Melbourne on TikTok. Very good, ladies. Awesome. Aisha has it too. Charlene, good job on Facebook. And our Icorn has it. Eddie has it as well on YouTube. Irishka and Patty also have it on Insta. Good job, ladies. And gentlemen too. Eddie was here. Eddie and Gonzalez on YouTube has it correct as well. Good job, everyone. Anybody else? Okay, so the answer is true. Yes, and this is why vegetarians may, if you're not getting enough of the beta carotenes in your diet because you need to convert it to that active retinol, this could be something that, you know, you definitely want to make sure that you're getting enough of, especially if you're a vegetarian that likes to enjoy some cocktails. Just, you know, be aware that this may affect your vitamin A status. So there we have it. Thank you everyone who tuned in today. I hope that you've got some questions, some more comments. Please do leave them in the comment section below. Don't go anywhere. If you are on TikTok and Instagram, I will be staying on with you for a few more moments just to answer your questions if you have any. And if you did learn something new, please give me a big thumbs up. I truly appreciate all of that positive feedback that you share with me. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you're subscribed, and on YouTube, click that post notifications, turn on that bell, and by doing that, you will get all my newest and latest uploads, which happens every single day of the week. I have a ton of content, my team helps me, and we are here for you. So if you do have those questions, please make sure you always send them our way, and we will always get back to you. And remember to always take good care of your health and do it naturally. Thanks for watching today.